Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm preparing more textiles and book pages to use in my journals. And I have prepared some papers and gessoed them. And I also have some textiles that are earlier colored or eco-dyed, but the color didn't work so well, so they are a bit boring. So we are going to paint on top of them. So I have some more textiles to play with and embroider on also for the journals. So if you want to follow me and see what I am going to do, you are so welcome. So let's get started. Put these away for a little while so we can concentrate on one or two. These are paper doilies that we have when we serve cakes in Sweden. I have gessoed these two and I wasn't sure how this is going to work, but at least we have the paper lace still working, so that will be nice on some pages. These are so thin when you buy them, so I thought a couple of layers of gesso maybe could do the thing with it. So I'm mostly going to work with neutrals today, and also some modeling paste and probably some stamps. But this will probably be a couple of sessions. These need to dry in between, and also the textile needs to dry. So we will do some today and then I will get back to you with a part 2 when these have dried and we can see some result on it. So let's start with these are newspaper pieces that is non-printed on, and I have just put on a thin plain layer of gesso. So I'm just going to do some pattern because these are going to be background pages, so nothing fancy or difficult, maybe some leaves or some patterns, some circles, something like that. But I want to start easy, so I'm just going to spritz some water on this and then actually just put on some paint. Just to give it something to work with. When you have gessoed on the paper, the colors flow a little bit more. It won't soak up right away. So it's easier to make patterns and different strength of the colors. No plans, just something to play with when we make backgrounds or want to cover up something on some pages. kind of a collage paper. So we won't overdo anything today. This is really something I have struggled with earlier. I was in contact with a lady in a group today, and we talked about that. She had big problems to loosen up, and I said I have been there, I done that, and I have exactly the same problems, and I still have to just put color on things and be okay with that. Not think that it needs to be beautiful in some way, or that it has to be anything that are concrete on the paper. Can be totally abstract or just some splattered color on it. And for a couple of years ago, this wouldn't be possible for me to just play with color. But since I started to do this, I have realized that this is so important for your health. How you feel, and how should I explain it? Instead of screaming or yelling or be angry or crying, go and play with color and kind of go into it and let it go. And I don't mind, we will get some color on part of them, but that's okay. That's okay. Nothing's going to happen. These are Stabilo woodies that are water-soluble pens. So I'm going to do some circles. And see how this looks when we put color on it later on. I got a message from a lady in Wisconsin today, and she had relatives in Sweden, and I'm always amazed how easy it is to find friends and feel the connection between other people when you have something in common. She had seen my work and was interested in my journals, and that way we talked on Messenger, and she thought she thinks that she will be able to get to Sweden next year, and that would be amazing. Her relatives is living about 200 kilometers from where I live, and wouldn't it be amazing to meet up and do something together. I hope that would be a possibility. It makes me so happy every time I get new friends that have the same interest. We can discuss things and maybe even meet up and play together. That would be so much fun. So much fun. Not sure. I think I will maybe see if we can go in with some stencils and do something fun. Some patterns on this first. This is, as you can maybe see, a Tim Holtz Stampenanonymous stencil. And I mostly use this for modeling paste. But sometimes it can be fun to do like this. And we will see if this can stand against the watercolor when it has dried. Maybe we can get a back pattern for the color. If not, it will probably blend and give it a soft gray tone. And as this just is playing for backgrounds, I don't need to be worried about that. So put that aside so it can dry a little bit. And let's take a book page and do something fun. Okay, let's see if we can get some brown on the background of this. And see if it will leave the roses as a nice background. Looks like it's working. It stays on, so it should be secured, but you never know when you have gesso on, it can wander anyway, so I didn't want to say that it was secured until we have tried. But now you can see it works. the roses are intact. Putting some blue on the roses to get some differences on the paper. I think this will be really nice on some textile. We will try that too, with some stencil and then paint on top of it. Let's do some darker green leaves. I'm using sap green and black to get a green that is a little muted and soft. As you can see, I'm just putting on the paint. I'm not especially neat about it. Okay, let's put this away. Try to not flip it too much. So let's see if we can do the same with the textile. Maybe we even can this off. See if it will just rub off. I guess it stays on, so we'll do that on the plastic too, or maybe not. Can clean the stencil with doing it this way. like that. Let's do another one, so we can do in different colors. I almost dipped it in the water. That would be typical me. I have stopped drinking coffee when I play with my watercolors because I always dip my brush into the coffee. I guess there are more than me that have that problem. Moving this around in different direction, make it looks a bit more uneven and printed. Get one more there, a small one. Perfect. So let's continue with another stencil. So I'm continue doing the same thing, and you can of course use whatever color you would like to, as long as it's waterproof. It's a bigger chance to make it stay in place if it's waterproof and you want to put water on it or watercolor. Have some more. A couple of lace patterns. I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm trying to not get a line. I guess I already have made that mistake, but we'll see. Quite good, I think. will be interesting to see how this works. When we put watercolor on top of it. This is also, no, this is a Finna Bear. This really makes nice pattern when you use it with modeling paste. But you need to quickly go and clean it up when you have used modeling paste, or it will get stuck on your stencils. Yes, like that. Let's move on with this. Put it in the right order so they have dried a bit, so we can see how it works on textile. Take the bigger brush. This is A8. So should we go with the blue this time? It's not so strong, screaming blue. It's quite soft. Soaks a lot of color when you do this. You can pre-wet it and it will be a bit more spread out, and it's easier to control the water. This will be absolutely amazing backgrounds, I think. Really love this idea. Why haven't I thought about this before? It just came to me now that stencils would be perfect. So you don't have to do your own pattern. I like to inspire more people to not be afraid to try, and it's a little bit easier if you use stencils, so you don't need to paint your own roses or flowers. dries much lighter than you think, so don't be afraid to go in with strong colors. You will be able to see the pattern anyway. So let's see. We have those small flowers that I'm thinking about what I should put on them. I just spilled some water on the color patches for my palette. We try a lighter turquoise. Might even not be seen at all, but let's try at least. Taking a little amount of water and a lot of paint. Yes, I think it works. I was afraid we shouldn't see any color at all, but we can. Perfect. Okay. Put this on a piece of paper and let it dry. A favorite, I think. So let's take another pattern. So let's take another bit more grayish tone of the brown. Wetting it a little bit so the color can spread. Moving it, I was afraid it would be a mark where I have bent the paper. Some black splatter all over myself and everything else. Like that too. Almost look a bit pinkish and bluish. You can see the eco-dyed color coming through. That's fun. What more did we have? This one. I need to move my paper a little bit. It was too wet. So wet. So let's do something else. I think I want some brighter colors, just to try if I like it. We don't need to use all of them for the neutrals. Some brown on the edges. Can wander in. Make a little frame, kind of. And if you put water on the first time, it will spread a lot more slow when you put it on again. So I can kind of go in several times with the brown and then just let it flow into the green and blue. Still soft in the colors. Let it to dry. Going in with just with plain water in between the brown and the black. Kind of making a pattern without making a pattern. Going in with water and let it work its own pattern. And spread as it wants. Then you can get a pattern in the pattern. This is so fun. You all forgot about time and just feel the color flow. Hopefully we can get some patterns on the paper too when this has dried. Try to put it straight. Then we get 2 for the price of 1. Okay, let's do something else. Let's do a pattern of our own. Doing some branches, and I'm going to put some leaves on them. put a bit of leaves over and under each other. That way it looks a bit more natural. Okay, something like that. Leave that a little bit to dry. So the papers are drying. They are still a little bit wet, but until tomorrow they will be dry and ready for some more decorations. We will probably use modeling paste, some acrylic paint, some gesso, some ink pens, and have a really fun. So meet up with me again tomorrow and keep playing. See you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.